I'm like, man, I came across some tapes.
Yeah.
Like that. I know I
But
ain't
you
supposed to see,
did.
but I was interested. I was intrigued by it.
But you did exactly what you were taught. You were taught that this is taboo. We don't talk about this.
Yeah.
It's like you telling a kid, don't go in that room. It's something bad in that room. And they like,
Curiosity.
okay, I ain't going in that room. And then they open up that door and they go in the room, whatever they find, and they feel like they shouldn't be in here anyway, or it shouldn't be talked about.
Yeah.
They gonna experience whatever's in that room, close the door, and then go have their life. Because you taught your kids that that's not what we talk about.
Exactly. And that's why I say I think the conversation need to be like, let's talk about how you really feel.
Yeah.
We're not leaving that in the dark.
For sure.
Like families leave so much stuff in the dark, like when it comes to that, like it's crazy. And what's up, everybody? And thank y'all for being here. This is another episode of All Things Connected. I'm Tread the Great. That's just Daniel. This conversation is going to be interesting. Two things. We ain't trying to get censored or cut off by YouTube. Second thing is it's one of those conversations that you were told, don't talk about this and do this and do that. Everybody directed you in some way, but we feel that it's necessary to have this conversation and have it in a healthy way. And so today we're talking about that 3-letter word, sex. In fact, it starts with sex. None of us would be watching this. None of us would be here without it. So why is it so frowned upon? Why is it so taboo? Secretive? Why is it so taboo? Let's dive right into it. Why do you think it's so taboo, bro? And it's literally the thing that brings us all here.
I think because it has so many different facets, right? You have a healthy conversation that you could talk about, or you could go far left into some explicit.
You got that ratchet shit.
Yeah.
Booty walking everywhere.
For real. And so you got the different facets of this conversation.
Yeah.
And more times than not, you're going to get the ratchet version. You're going to get the uncensored, explicit, just nasty, uneducated version a lot of times.
Yeah.
And so I think because we have a lot of people who aren't educated on the subject matter of sex, then it's easier to not talk about it.
Yeah. And the language barrier between it, because some people will consider themselves sex professionals, but the way that they communicate it, because I've been active for a while, so I'm a professional. But when it's time to communicate it, it's different.
But I think that's the problem. Just because you've been active for a while, that doesn't make you the professional.
Very true.
Right? When you said, because that's why I was that's why I was asked. That's when you said that. I'm like, where is he going with this? Right? Because professionals, like, they really, really study the subject, right? Yeah. Not just because I've been doing it for a while. Yeah, that's the case. I'm a professional basketball player, and I ain't nowhere near.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying?
Great point.
And so I think that's what you have, especially amongst men, right? Because it's something that you should be inherently good at.
We about to argue, y'all, already. We about to argue.
Man, let's get
this
it.
Thing on men. Women
let's get it. No, but I think, all right, so you go up in the 90s, right? Early 80s. Every man talking about his stuff down here. Stop it, bro. Every man is not well endowed.
And every woman say, I got that good. I got that.
Yeah, like I'm wetter than the ocean and all this type of stuff.
It's ego.
It's ego, right?
A lot of sex is wrapped in ego. And even in the interaction phase, like, we don't even talk about it. We just get straight to it and think what we gonna do is gonna please the person. That's all ego, bro.
Yeah. But I don't necessarily think it's ego. I think it's ignorance.
Well, we're gonna say ego and ignorance.
No, right. It could be both. I think it's a bit of both. But I would say,
lay down and say, oh, you don't really, that ain't please me. It's like we hurt. Like we don't want to, like, it hurts our ego.
Yeah, but I'm talking about even before you get there.
Yeah.
I think that's ignorance. Like, we don't talk about these subjects, so why would we talk about it before we get to it? 9 times out of 10, we hot and heavy. I love the way you look, you love the way I look. And so
some sexual chemistry there.
Yeah, we just gonna, and then whatever happens. And if you are cold in the bed,
you just ruined somebody's life.
It'll change.
It will.
Right? And so that's why dudes be whipped and females be hypnotized.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Because that person is just laying it down. Yeah. Right? And then because people are exaggerating or just flat out lying about what they doing, when you do find it, it's like, I'm sticking with this.
Yeah. You said something that piqued my interest, and I think we should talk about it. The ignorance of it. How do we bridge that gap from like healthy education to like pure like ignorance? Like, how do we bridge that gap?
You said it, and that's why I was saying, like, when you said professionals, I was like, okay, where is he going with this? You do have professionals out there who will teach you how to touch a woman, how to caress a woman, how to massage, and how to excite a woman without even penetrating a woman, right? How to engage her before you even get to the actual, like, the foreplay of it.
Yeah.
Right? And there are certain things so there's a couple things, but I think that's how we do. Like, there are books, like you said it last time, like, books allow you to skip the line.
Yeah.
The problem is that far too often, because a female will figure that it will hurt a man's ego, they won't even tell them.
And they uncomfortable. It's hurting them. The guy ain't pleasing them at all. They faking orgasm, faking moans. And it's a terrible experience for them because they don't want to hurt the man's ego.
Yeah. And if they do, because let's just be honest, like, women, they are speaking up way more than they did when we were growing up.
Very true.
So if they tell them, like, oh man, you ain't satisfying me, right? So first you got to tell them in a way that it can be accepted.
How you communicate that.
Yeah, you got to say, you can't
go crush it for life.
Exactly, right? So,
and let's get this straight too. What pleased one person, and you may have been doing your thing, you tried the same tricks with a new dog, and so it's not the same. It's case by case. It's person to person, right?
Yeah, you have to. Your significant other,
or your partner, or your friend with benefits, or your situation shit.
Right.
That's what's going on now.
I be talking to married people. I'm talking like everybody married. Right.
Because your significant other, nah, it's some freaky shit going on.
Right. Y'all some freaky mother.
Yeah.
Their body will literally tell you what to do. But
that's
you have
to
to
in tune with that person though. Because
that's what we talking about. We not talking about Pound Town.
We talking about Pound Town.
Well, that's Pound Town. Anybody can Pound Town.
All less in the realm of what we talking about today.
I understand. Yeah. But what I'm saying is beyond more than Pound Town, because if you think it's only Pound Town, then that's a part of the dialogue that needs to happen. That conversation, that communication needs to happen because far too many people think it's only about Pound Town.
Yeah, I'm out of town, thugging with my rounds. I ain't gonna say the other part. They really gonna say this. Shout out Sexy Red, that's St. Louis.
Yeah.
Nah, you right though, bro. I think that's a great way to bridge that gap is education.
Yeah.
And then education, then starting the conversation, like making that information go viral, spread that. Man, I learned something new about this. I ain't know this was that. Like I was on another podcast. Well, I wasn't on it. I was on set of one of my clients, and he interviewed a sexologist. And when she started talking, man, it just was like,
so much.
We've been tricked.
Yeah, bro.
We've been lied to.
Yes.
We've been told the wrong information, and I realized, man, a lot of the information starts young.
Yeah. That's the education. That's why I say it's ignorance.
Our culture, the country, the like, and I just gotta tell the truth, the hip hop community, like it kind of, you know, the school locker room, like everything is like, it's sped up, or everything is like fiction. It's not real, but it's portrayed as real, and you grow up thinking it's real.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, like your first, you know, experience or encounters with it, but I remember mine, and it changed the trajectory. And then you always hearing it through music growing up, so you kind of like, oh, okay, you kind of know about it. But then you start going through puberty, you start getting your own little feelings and stuff. And yeah, man, I think it's a mixture of all those things that really distort our perspective about sex at a very young age.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You got to think like nowadays you see it in media all the time, right? It's not even just hip hop; it's just media. Period.
Yeah.
The way that it's portrayed, the way that it's presented, and so you think, oh, it's supposed to be like this, right?
Yeah.
High school, all right. For kids, I was in the 7th grade and kids were talking about smashing, having sex, pound town. As a 7th grader, you what, 13 years old? 12, 13 years old?
Yeah.
Right? Imagine feeling like you behind the 8 ball because these kids are over-sexualized and like they, obviously it's a good feeling, so they like think it's the best feeling in the world. And I can imagine that it did feel like that at that age. But thinking that that's what you're supposed to be doing. And they don't know what they doing.
You know.
Right? But you think that person said something. You at a lunch table. The next person said something. And now you're like, dang, like everybody having sex. Because that's what they talking about. And everybody paying attention to them. And, oh, you the man. You didn't hit something, man. And so that's your first in the 7th grade. Now, 8th grade, 9th grade. Now, from 9th to 12, you 14 to a whole bunch of 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
Everybody definitely talking about it.
Nah, for real.
That's a whole bunch of people.
Well,
so
you feel was a virgin at 9th grade, you was a loser.
You were lame, boy.
You was straight square.
You were lame.
Especially for males. I think it's a different perspective with females.
Very
and
true.
The pressure that they have. But we speaking from our perspective and our experience.
And it could be different for females too.
It can.
Because I seen females put pressure on each other, bro, in high school.
I lost my virginity through being pressured by a female. So, I don't even know what was happening.
So imagine being a female.
I still don't know what happened.
What happened?
Yeah. And so, but even before you get to the 13, 12, the 7th grade, like, you hear it so much being projected in music. You see it so much being projected.
I don't think you necessarily know it at that age, though.
Huh?
At that, like, when you're younger, I remember, like...
I think you know it, it just don't affect you. Like, you...
Nah.
You know,
bro, I went back and listened to a whole bunch of music, and I was like, dang, they was talking about that?
Yeah, you know it more, but you know when somebody talking about my brown, and, like, you know what that is. Like,
yeah.
I think it's just so... It's
but
everywhere.
It was more censored back then, too.
It's more censored, and, like... Yeah, but you heard it, man. You like that's how the conversation. Because mom and daddy wasn't talking like that. So where were you getting that knowledge and information from as a 12, 13-year-old? It wasn't just coming. Yeah, but where you getting it? Where they getting it from? These kids.
Yeah.
So it had to be seen in movies. All that kids.
For sure. Media.
Even when you young, like I was clothes burning in 5th grade.
Yeah.
Stick in that cold room and tear something down.
Yeah.
Like,
catch a girl, get a girl.
Just repeating what I'm seeing through media, like you said, entertainment and so like it's learned, and then so you're learning it in an unhealthy way. And so we're talking about how do we bridge that gap? So education, conversation, and I think parents should be the first. I think that parents need to be the first layer of defense to the sex world, but it's uncomfortable because it's like, and you got a daughter, I got sons, so it's different perspective. And it's going to be very good because, like, I started talking to my son early about it because I knew he was hearing it anyway. A lot of times we think we protecting our kids, and it's just like they got TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all
these
these
friends
things
at work. I mean,
even subliminal messaging through SpongeBob, through all these shows that you think, they got commercials, Hardy Burgers with naked women, Gucci commercials with, and
their hormones going crazy anyway.
They're seeing it. Yeah. So why you like, oh, we ain't gonna tell them. Like, stop whispering. Meg Thee Stallion just went off. And she talking about strong knees and
WAP and everything else.
Yeah, bro. Like, so I feel like we need to start the conversation early with the kids, and we need to be that safe space for our kids. But most of the time, we're like, you better not do this or don't do that. And like, okay, you tell a young kid that at a certain age, he's gonna be curious about it.
Another thing too, we really have to start being realistic. Like you said, man, I was clothes burning, catch a girl, get a girl, 5th grade. You had a little girlfriend in the 5th grade. We had girlfriends in the 3rd grade.
Yeah, you like people. It's the opposite. Yeah. Like, I think that's natural and normal.
But what I'm saying is, for us, we know that how it was for us at that age. I'm not gonna let my kids say, "Ooh, I don't." No, I can't let that go by like that, because I know what y'all are doing, because that's what we did.
Yeah.
Kids your age are doing it, and you guys are exposed to way more.
Yeah, that's the scary part, bro.
So a lot of parents are like, "Oh, they still kids. They ain't even think about that." Yes, they are. They're uncomfortable talking to you about it.
Yeah.
But they get what they...
And that's why I'm big on talk to your kids early, and so you can start making that... because it's uncomfortable for the child and the parent. I was very uncomfortable having a conversation. And it's layers that you got to peel back. Yeah. And I know I can't give it to him. He ain't going to understand it all. Sure. But at least we start the relationship. And now he don't feel like he got to sneak and do it. And now he can come, Dad, I'm seeing this, I'm dealing with this. Yeah. What's this feeling? Now he's comfortable because I've been talking to him since he's young.
Yeah.
We didn't get those experiences growing up because number one, we was raised in a religious environment, and God said don't have sex before you married. And of course, depending on what side you're on and what you believe in, you take on to that, and then even if you don't believe in it anymore, it still has an impression on you. So you got to really unlearn and like transform your mind in that way.
But as a kid, that's what you're thinking, and that's a good principle for a kid, for a child.
For a child to say don't have sex till you married.
Yeah.
I have to think about that. I got to think about that.
Yeah.
It's a good principle. It is.
For a child. Now, I don't know what age it is where you could just like be like, all right, come on, we grown. Yeah. But I wouldn't.
I don't know if I would even want to teach my kid, I don't know, not to have sex before he get married. Like, I think like that'd be awesome. That'd be great. But I don't know if I would like want to like pressure
let me explain my reason.
Okay, go ahead.
The reason why I'm saying that is because obviously if you at that point where like I'm not gonna make it. I got a girlfriend. We saying we love each other. We like each other a lot. It's about to go down.
And we've been
all right, son.
We tired of clothes burn.
Yeah, son. All right. Now I got to teach you how to strap up. Like, I got to give you that, and we got to talk about her getting on something, right?
Yeah.
But the reason why I say it's a good principle is because a lot of kids have kids too early. And then
just ruin, they wreck themselves because sex, once you open that door, it's different.
It's
real different.
Yeah, and so that's why I say for it.
So
I would say that as for a child, right? And then once we get older, then I'll be like, I just really said that to protect you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not
so
the
communication get different because you're mature and different.
Yes, because you got a lot of. So when I
not to control you and stifle your.
Yeah, no, not at all, right? But I would rather not you have kids at the age of 13.
Yeah.
Right, because as soon as little boys popping it out, and these girls are hitting puberty way faster than they were when we were younger.
I don't think so. I think it's
just the same. We just ain't know. Okay,
exactly.
Cool. But they hitting puberty.
Puberty coming.
Yeah, it's coming, right? It's coming, right? And so I would want to mess up my child's life and the life of another young lady.
Yeah.
Right? So a little kid.
I don't look at it from their perspective. It's like you gonna get them pregnant just because you having sex. Like some people had sex young and never had kids, so I don't look at it from that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm not. It's not. I don't know yet, and we gonna talk. And I'm sure this conversation gonna come up again. I don't know why. Like I'm not settled with telling them don't have sex before marriage.
Yeah.
I would just teach them like don't have sex. I won't put the
before
marriage thing. Yeah. I don't think I would add that before marriage piece. I think that's like a religious thing. I think that's obviously it's biblical. That's where it comes from. But I also think it damages more than it helps. Because people be like, oh man, I failed. I'm going to hell. God don't love me.
But notice how you just put. I didn't put all that on there.
But I'm just saying,
just put that.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like that's a reality. Like some people be like terrified, and then it make you start feeling like you a hoe and you promiscuous and you like you just tainted.
Yeah.
And you, like I don't like I don't know if I want to do that. Now I do believe sex in the union in the marriage is beautiful. Like I do believe that, but I don't know if I would teach my young sons that. Yeah. I just don't. And so, yeah, man. But I do think that again, parents need to be the first layer of defense to their children.
So that's I want to touch on that. A lot of parents don't. Like they know about sex, but they only know about Pound Town.
I don't know if I agree with that 100%.
Okay. That's what I think. If you look at look at women and how much they're saying that they're unfulfilled in relationships. Look at how many dudes really don't know about the anatomy of the female body. And I ain't talking about like her organs and all that type, but they don't know how to really please a woman. So how you gonna teach your son how to do that?
Yeah, well, I ain't really talking about going into the act. I'm talking about everything that comes with it. Like the reason why I'm saying, because you could tell a person don't do this, but if you're not like we just was fed that scripture.
So what is the education then? I think that's a good question.
The education is starting with this is what's about to go on with your body.
Okay.
This is what's going on. I see you have a level of interest towards this young lady or this young man, and let's talk about that. The feeling that you get, because it starts with feelings first. Before they even materialize and you get to the body and all that, it starts with your mind and your feelings, right?
Yeah.
And so it looks like for me having a conversation like, hey, how you doing? And, I see like, for me, like I see you got growing parts now and it's hair coming. Like, and so I want to talk to you about this. Like, how you feeling it? You interested in the girl at school and stuff like that? What makes you interested? Like, so small little comment. Have you hugged her? Have you touched her? It's just like very small.
Before you even get to that.
Okay. And that's the education. That's normal. That's natural because God also say, be fruitful and multiply. Number one, if you're a Christian, if you're a believer in God, like, it comes from God. He created it to procreate. And he made it feel good. He could have made it feel horrible or just
nothing at all.
And you had to, like, he wanted it to feel good. He wanted it to be healthy. He wanted it to replenish and bring more of his creation to, if that's what you believe, right?
Yeah.
And so it's actually a good thing. It's actually a great thing. But when you hear it in this negative, like, when you hear it in this derogatory, when you hear it in so many different ways, your mind can get distorted and be like, oh, okay, well, you got to be ultra sexual, hypersexual. You got to be like ratchet. You got to twerk. You got to pound town. And it's just like, if that's all the information you've been getting from here to that 12 and 13 mark, that's all you know. Right. So I'm saying a parent need to come and step in and say, look, let's talk.
Right.
You heard it anyway. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm uncomfortable. Okay, it's fine. I'm uncomfortable too. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
Because you talking about it with your buddies at the basketball team or the football team.
Or maybe
you talking about it in the classroom. Y'all hear these things.
Yeah, you're hearing it.
You're hearing it. And so hear from daddy in the right context.
Right.
It's a healthy thing. It's natural. What your body going through is natural. It's okay to feel it and have those desires. But here's what we have to do. We have to be safe. We have to educate ourselves. We have to protect ourselves. So that's what the first line of education. And then, of course, the conversation just grows, mature, and it extends as time goes on. So that's, for me, that's the first layer for me. That's what I would suggest. Because sex ed, and even in schools, I don't think they got it in schools no more. But they scare you to death with sex. No. They show the herpes pictures, the gonorrhea.
That's what I was about to ask you.
The pulsy bumps, the stinky. Like, they show you all. This is the human body. When you start having sex, this is what happened to it. I was scared to death to have sex.
Yeah. I think that's more of a scare tactic.
I thought I had straight something like, Mama, I got some. Yeah. This hair bump. Pull it in, put some alcohol, go to bed. Yeah. Oh, okay. Mama taught me that, but I was traumatized by that.
Yeah.
And so, like,
it's because they don't want you to have, like, I really think that's
why. Right. We all got here from sex.
They don't want you to have sex at that age. So the first thing we got to do is scare the hell out of you.
That's wrong. That's bad education.
Yeah.
Because that ruins me my entire life. I got to unlearn this mess. It's a healthy thing, bro.
I think that it doesn't work.
Yeah,
that woman said like we synced it, but it ain't matter.
Fear never worked in teaching.
Fear, yes, it does.
No, fear gets you to modify your behavior because all of us end up having sex at a young age.
Fear works, bro.
When you lose your virginity, D?
Man, don't worry about when I lost my virginity. I'm not gonna tell that to America. America, don't worry about when I lost mine.
Okay. Well, I tell y'all mine. Yeah, I lost it very young, bro.
Yeah.
I lost it very young. But also, I got exposed to it very young. Yeah. And it started with my mom and dad telling us not to do it. And so that's all I knew. Like, all right, sex bad, you don't supposed to do it. But then I got exposed to it and it lit me up like wow, what is this? Exactly. And I found one of them tapes. I think I was trying to watch Friday or Boomerang.
And it got dubbed over.
And it got dubbed over with some good old brown and round. Right. And I saw it and I knew it wasn't right, but it was so cultivated in my mind at that moment just opened up, D. My innocence immediately went away, bro. Yeah. And I didn't have nobody there to really navigate. And so, like, I'm like, dang, I'm watching. Hey, let me put this up. Yeah. And I'm interested now. Yeah. So I'm sneaking back in the room. Everybody gone and put another tape in. And I'm learning what that sexuality is and sex through pornography. Yeah. Like, exposed. But if I had somebody there to teach me or had a conversation, if I felt comfortable with somebody, I would have been like, man, and they talked to me. I was like, man, I came across some tapes. Yeah. Like that. I know I ain't supposed to see, but I was interested. I was intrigued by it.
But you did exactly what you were taught. You were taught that this is taboo. We don't talk about this. Yeah. It's like you telling a kid, don't go in that room. It's something bad in that room. And they like,
curiosity.
Okay, I ain't going in that room. And then they open up that door and they go in the room, whatever they find, and they feel like they shouldn't be in here anyway, or it shouldn't be talked about, they gonna experience whatever's in that room, close the door, and then go have their life. Because you taught your kids that that's not what we talk about.
Exactly. And that's why I say I think the conversation need to be like, let's talk about how you really feel. Yeah. We're not leaving that in the dark.
For sure.
But families leave so much stuff in the dark, like when it comes to that, like it's crazy. And I think it all comes from not having the conversations.
Yeah. And I think it's because we're bad at that. Yeah. I feel like we're bad at communicating. Yeah. Like, that's one thing. We know we're going to have interactions with finances. It's not taught in school. Yeah. We know that we need to communicate with each other, right? You need to be able to tell me how you feel. Yeah. Verbally, like be able to think about it, articulate it, and communicate it in a way that I can understand it. But that's really not taught in school. Yeah. You're taught, read a book, write a report, and that's it. Yeah. You very rarely had one-on-one communication with a peer or with a teacher, right? In a way that's instructive to where you gain skills, right? So now, I can't communicate what I just saw. Like, first off, it's taboo, right? And so as an adult, you never learn these communication skills, right? There are a lot of people who they don't pick up a book after high school.
Yeah. But it starts young. When you talk to communicate and express your feelings and have a conversation and not be fearful.
But that's what I'm saying. The parent doesn't have that skill set to pass on to their child. So how's the child going to receive that?
Yeah, that's true.
And what you're saying is I love it, but it's just so many people that they're like, we just don't talk about that. How many times?
Well, I'm here to tell y'all, start talking to your kids. Be the first line of defense. Be the first educational experience because they know about it and they learning it and they interested. I'm telling you. I saw them tapes and I got interested.
I think a lot of us got exposed to sex
by tapes, magazines,
for
like
sure.
The real stuff, like
But that's not the real stuff though.
No.
That tape is fiction.
Yeah, I'm talking about the real interaction of it. Because you hear about it in song, but now this is real life interaction. And it's like, dang, this is crazy right here. This adult content I'm looking at 9 years old. Adult content that I'm looking at 9 years old. And that's the reality. And now they're getting it even younger because they got phones. And you think you checking their phones and they got search engines, stuff popping up on TikTok. If you ain't securing stuff, that stuff popping up and ads coming and you popping it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The level of stuff that they have now. So do you feel like our children are being desensitized to it?
I don't know.
Because, back then we had like blurs on the TV. You couldn't say certain words. Like you can now just like you pop over Instagram. It's a girl in the lingerie right there. Like Naomi just said something. She said, y'all wonder why men ain't turned on by lingerie? Because y'all wearing it every day anyway. Like with some sneakers and heels on. And like the stuff that they deem as outfits and clothes and sexy, it's literally lingerie. Like sheer pants with the G-string, both cheeks out, all this out with the little nipples covered by the little stars or the little hearts. Yeah. That's lingerie back in the 90s.
If they are desensitized, then I think that would be better, actually.
Oh, did I say that word wrong?
You said, do you think they're desensitized to it? And then you went into social media and what they wearing. I think if you are desensitized, then it doesn't matter as much. So
right.
now...
So I did say the word wrong.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have them little brain farts. I ain't been to school in a long time. Ain't read a book in a while. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so, like, because I remember that same conversation. I remember Minister Louis Farrakhan went on a Breakfast Club and he was talking. He said, y'all women need to cover up and y'all got to do this. And Angelique, you was like, well, hold on, wait a minute. Don't y'all got a part in what y'all doing with what y'all see? Where do we draw the line? So if they are desensitized to it, it's like, them just some titties. Them just some breasts. And then there are, hold on.
That is mind blowing what you just said to me, bro. That is crazy.
I saw.
That's just for a child.
For a child. And listen to this.
Man.
Listen to this. There are tribes in Africa that the women don't wear bras.
Yeah, but it's not hypersexualized. Like,
and it's not hypersexualized because they see it all the time.
Nah, it's the way that you present. You got somebody walking without bra, shirt on, and going to get a pail of water, or going to just it's different than twerking and being sexual.
That's because you differ up in a different time period. But if you see that all the time, this is how I know. You said it, and this don't got nothing to do with sex. We were in a situation where somebody was shooting and ain't nobody moved but a little child, and they ran.
That was a firework.
It was a firework.
It
okay.
sounded
like a shot.
Yeah.
Right? Tell the story. You tell the story because you know what happened.
We was outside with Lil Dash and the firework went off and he jumped and ran and immediately his father was like, get your scary self. Like,
yeah. And
my mind was like, he's supposed to be scared.
Right.
Like, that's a loud noise. It sounds like a gunshot. Like, he's supposed to be. But where we come from, we hear gunshots.
Right. So you desensitized to it. It wasn't nothing.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about it. Like, yeah, you have media.
Our media
exploiting.
Is sexualizing it, though. That's the difference. Where they walk around normal and this is just normalcy, just like somebody breastfeeding and are you supposed to do that? They're sexualizing it.
That's how you see it. But when I went to Spain,
that's how they putting it out there.
Okay, but when I went to Spain, they got commercials and the woman is naked.
Yeah.
You go to a beach and the woman is just naked, and it ain't nothing like. It's just like they naked.
It's the messaging behind it. It's the messaging that's coming behind. It's the intent in which coming behind it. That's the difference. That's the big difference, D.
Yeah.
If I'm just walking around outside, like freely naked, and I'm on a nude beach, or I'm on like, it's the content and the messaging behind it. Our culture, our entertainment, media, whatever, all this stuff, it's designed to promote sex because sex sells. It's designed to turn you on into like that's what it is. So that's the difference, bro. And I don't think kids should be desensitized to that because that's all they gonna. That's all they gonna know. That's all they gonna and then they gonna grow up and be in Pound Town land, and they gonna realize real quick, like, nah,
it's more to it than
it's
this.
more to it than this. I've been programmed wrong.
Yeah.
Our children are being programmed wrong, bro. They not seeing it as the mama taking care of the kids, and that's two different things, bro. And I know that they've been desensitized, but it's bad. It's so bad. These kids, man, like it's.
I don't think they being desensitized then. If it's like, I think desensitized means that it happens and I'm just like, man, that ain't nothing.
No, it means it's happening and this is my norm and I'm okay with being turned on at 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old. And now I'm trying to actively.
That's what I'm saying. I think desensitized means it don't matter.
Okay, well I guess that's the wrong word. That's what I said.
No, that's the way I'm viewing it. And
in my context, it's like it's the normal, so let's do it. Like it don't matter. Like you got little girls, 7, 8 years old. I got Meg Thee Stallion needs. I got like it's been and they repeating that behavior.
Yeah.
And so man. Yeah, man.
So where do we go? After you educate, I'm about to say after you educate,
let's get out the kids.
And we go, you in adulthood. How does that look?
You got to unlearn a bunch of stuff. I had to unlearn what I saw. My first real sexual encounter was through pornography. So I thought you had the last 8 hours and 52 minutes.
That's how you really know if somebody really doing something. If they talking about they lasting hours.
Yeah, it's not meant to last hours, people. If you can't please your spouse and you've been with this person for all these years, you ain't learned her body yet, she ain't learned your body yet, that might not be the right experience.
Ain't nobody going no hour.
Exactly. So you seeing all this edited content looping, and you thinking like, man, they going long. And then you got all these Mendigo guys, so that's where you see the guys. My stuff come down here because I saw that at 8, 9 years old. So if I got a little one, even if you don't post it, all I seen was Big Johnsons. You see what I'm saying?
That's the exception.
And if the lady not moaning,
that's why I said
crazy. It's just like
that's why I said that.
Like
you saw the Hollywood version of.
And I have to unlearn all of that, bro.
Yeah.
I have to unlearn all of that because it just don't work in real relationships.
It's not real.
It's not real.
That's so much of our society. You're comparing your reality to fantasy.
But because if it was taboo and it wasn't talked about, I'm thinking these are real people in real encounters, and now I practice that. So I gotta last long. I gotta hump like a dog. Yeah. Most men still hump like a dog, B. Like.
Yeah. That's
all they got. Every time they talk about, I've had it like this, and I say, bro, you need to learn something, man. Go read the book of Kama Sutra or something.
Right, for real.
She lying to you, bro, and she about to leave you.
Yeah.
And then, like, so I had to unlearn that. And then I had to unlearn that it really desensitized, if that's the right, this is the right word. I'm all on YouTube. Let me get a different word.
Right.
I had to reprogram my mind to realize that you're not just supposed to be laying down with all these women. Because when I popped in the tape, it's a man, the same man with a different woman. Same man with a different woman. So it programmed me to think like sex is supposed to be loose. You're supposed to have all these women. And then some of the stuff started getting into the dominatrix. It started getting into like
some wild.
It started getting into some handcuffs and leather and it's just like I'm learning this, and so I'm thinking like this is what I'm supposed to do because I didn't have that conversation with anybody.
But I think it's hitting us even before we get to the bedroom too, because now you see a certain body type, and now women are like, I gotta get new lips, I gotta get new titties, I gotta get a new ass.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to become Barbie or whomever
or Kim K,
like, and so not realizing like that's fantasy. Like it was some celebrity, she was saying how she had breast implants and it ended up giving her some type of ailment to where she had to take them out because it was like physically hurting her.
Yeah. Right.
And so as a little kid, like you saying, like I saw her like this, but then she like this, and those are the girls who getting all the attention, and now dudes, that's who giving the attention to these specific type of females because they think like, oh, you should look like this. When in reality, like when we grew up, and it probably still is like this, man, they either had one or the other. They either had some big breast and no behind, or a big behind and no breast.
I think God do that on purpose.
Like
you can't get both.
But they got both now. Like, and now they slimming out. Like I saw this woman, she took out ribs to have like this Coca-Cola shaped body. And I'm like, dang. So they even are measuring themselves to this unrealistic standard.
Man, it's getting...
And now you got these women like they flexible, they doing this, they showing all this. And now dudes like, oh no, you got to do that. Your wife ain't doing it, your girl ain't doing it. Like, come on, man. That woman was really in gymnastics for 10 years for real.
Man. It just distorts you, man. You got to unlearn a bunch of
behavior,
bro.
Yeah.
Man, I remember when I lost my virginity, like I already was like active in my mind for so long that when I lost my virginity and it was time for the real deal, it was like that J. Cole song. I ain't never did this before. I ain't never did this before. And we all just, all of us are friends. Like couple boys, couple girls, but we neighborhood friends.
Yeah.
And I was actually, the girl I lost my virginity to, I was actually talking to her cousin at the time. But we all back there just music playing, dancing, and then her cousin jumped on me and just started dancing. And you know, that remind me of Clothes Burning again. I'm getting a lap dance.
Right.
And then, so I'm grabbing the fiddle, and I'm like, hold on, I'm talking to her cousin, this going down. So I'm like, I guess it's cool.
Yeah.
And then she like, come on, let's go in the room. So when she said, come on, let's go in the room, I didn't know what she was talking about.
Yeah.
So I go in the room and kissing, touching, and rubbing. And so I think we about to get a clothes burn session
right.
in. And it happened.
Yeah.
And she started unbuckling pants.
Yeah, she was ready.
She did this before.
Yeah.
And I ain't never did this before.
Right.
And so I'm like, hold on, wait. What's going on? Like, but before you know it, I'm inside of something.
Yeah. And you ain't never felt that before.
And I ain't never felt this before. And boy, when I say I came so fast, D.
And that's a drug too.
I came so fast. I pulled up my pants. And I just thought like, I just lost my virginity. And I ran out the house, D.
Really?
And I felt so violated. Because that wasn't an act of my will. I don't feel like, I ain't saying she raped me or did none of it. Like, I'll protect. But, like, I felt violated because I felt alone at this time. Because all the friends that talking about you still a virgin or everybody, all this stuff is gone away when you're actually in it.
Yeah.
And so I'm walking down this street and just like, man, how should I feel? Like, should I be okay with? Is this a badge of honor now that I ain't a virgin? Like, should I tell people? Like, I ain't tell people for a long time.
Yeah.
That I straight lost my virginity, like, for a long time because I thought it was gonna be something different.
That's what I was about to say.
Man, I thought it was gonna be something different. It went with a girl I was really attracted to and interested in. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I was young. I wasn't even ready. I just kind of got like, I don't even say she peer pressured me. I just thought we was about to close. I literally thought we was about to close burn or something like that, and that was it. But the act, and I had been watching this for so long, and these desires and feelings are like, nah, you here, like, do it.
And the way we carry ourselves and the way dudes talk, she probably thought like,
you did this already before.
Yeah, you know what you doing. Like, he ready. Like, but what you were saying, bro?
And did I come in here?
That's why I said.
Because I know I ain't had no condom. I know I ain't had no condom. I wasn't having sex. I know I ain't had no condom.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was saying it. But that's why you saying like, you need to have that conversation with your kid.
For sure.
But what I was thinking, D, like, that's why with my girls, I know like the girls were initiating the stuff, bro. It wasn't necessarily the dudes. Like, you do have dudes that pressure females, but 9 times out of 10, for real, females know who they want to be with.
Yeah, who they want to have sex.
And who they not like, nah, you ain't got no chance. But that's the one. He the one.
Bro, I was so nervous, bro. Man, I was so nervous. Like, when she actually got, like, naked.
Yeah.
And me seeing, like, this ain't on the TV.
Right,
I was sneaking and watching old tapes.
Yeah.
This is right in front of me. And I'm like, I know what to do because of what I saw, but I really don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So she got to guide me to the right situation. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, I'm in. And then it's just like, nah, this warmth. Yeah, this is a different environment. Yeah. And bro, I was just like, man, I straight just lost my virginity. And I felt like it. And then from there, it was just...
It's a wrap. You wanna have that feeling every day.
Bro,
that's why I said this feel like it's a drug for real, bro.
Especially for men, bro. We wired a different way. Like, we in heat daily. Like,
wake up with morning wood, bro. And
bro.
Especially as a young teenager, and that's all you hear. Like, and that's all that's being talked about. And then once you're part of the club, you're like, yeah, man. Like, you went from that to like, yeah, I knocked stuff down. Like, it happened like, and then that becomes a part of the male bravado.
It's true.
That's really what happens, bro.
Yeah.
And then you stay in that male bravado and can't nobody tell you nothing. You think you pleasing everyone. You gotta give to the world.
Man, I do this, bro.
Man, I do this type stuff. And unless you run across that one female that's like, you don't do this.
But we all young at the time. It ain't like...
No, I'm talking about as you get older.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking about young. Look, when you young, it's Pound Town.
Yeah. Hey, D, how like, I ain't gonna ask you how old because you don't want to ask. No, you don't want to incriminate yourself. Like,
you will not.
When did you learn that? Like,
just to turn into the first 48 real quick. Where was you at on?
When you said this,
right.
I heard that.
Right. I was at home.
Right.
You with somebody by myself.
Hey, when did you learn that you wasn't all that in the bedroom? Because for guys, we just think we the shit. Like, when did you really learn? Like, man, I got to get some new tools. Like, this trash. Like,
I had the person who I lost my virginity to. She's very honest. She knew. She's like, that was your first time, huh? And I was like, yeah. She's like, I could tell.
Well, y'all look mature. Okay.
No, I told you, I only mess with mature females.
I'm saying that's an older woman talking. Like, not like older
I've
woman.
always messed with mature.
But I'm saying that's not
female.
a 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old.
No.
Exactly. I was 13.
Yeah, I understand it.
So it was just like, we both kids. She ain't about to...
Yeah. And that's why I say, if I would have lost my virginity at 12, 13, because I could have, I think I would have had kids. Because I knew, like, I wasn't thinking about no condom in the heat of the moment. Like, it was just like...
Did you know that even that causes procreation at the time? I didn't even know that.
No, yeah, I knew that, but it didn't. You're not thinking about that. You just thinking like...
I probably knew that. Thinking back,
yeah, you knew it, but that ain't cross your mind. Like, I can straight get this... Because you would be more scared than like...
Yeah. But I didn't even know what to expect when it was time to, like, actually, like, release.
Yeah.
So I didn't know when that time was coming.
Oh, yeah, no, you don't know that. That's what I'm saying. Like, it would have been a wrap. If at that age, it would have been a wrap. Like, I really feel like if I would have... When I first tried to have sex... If it would have happened, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. Because I had access 24/7.
Yeah. So
it would have been a wrap.
So she told you like...
Nah, she told me like, she's like, that's your... Because that's all I knew was Pound Town. I watched the same videos type stuff. I found the same content. Dub. Yeah, so that was in my mind type stuff. The only thing that really changed it for me was that I had a friend and he had this magazine. And it was like almost like a Playboy type magazine. And so I'm like, and this is like me, church on 1000. So I'm thinking like, oh man, that ain't nothing but pornography. That's against, like, flip that over, put a cover over that.
Devil.
And then he said, right? He said, nah, it's a lot of good education in there. And I said, huh? I said, man, there ain't nothing but some naked women in there. He said, nah, bro. Have you ever read it? And I said, nah. He pulled up an article, bro, and was like, read it. And that
was your sex education.
That was my first sex education. And women were in there talking about how dudes don't know what the heck they doing. And if they only listen to women, they'll guide you to the promised land.
The promised land is there, fellas. Listen, you got to listen to it.
Yeah. And so they were just saying like, I like when the dude do this. I like it. So I'm like, now I'm reading for education. I don't even care about, like, I didn't even look at the nude, like,
spread. You locked into the
I'm locked in because I'm like, my whole life has been like, how do I get an edge on this person or that person? Yeah. I'm short, right?
So you got it.
I was skinny back in the day. Like, I ain't have no muscle at all. Yeah. Right? And so I'm like, man, what can put me ahead of these guys? They ain't in books. And they definitely ain't in this. And if they are, they looking at the spread. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at this like, this woman said this. This woman said that. So then when it happened the first time, like, she knew that, right? Yeah. But then I still got this knowledge. Yeah. Right? And so it's like, this is how it should be. You should have did that. You should have took your time. You should have did that. You should have put your hand right here. So
you
now
rushing 100 miles per hour, get straight to it.
Yes.
They don't care about your pleasure at all.
Because that ain't what that movie taught me. Yeah.
So let's go here, D. Let's talk about the misconceptions of sex, because there's so many.
Oh,
there's so many misconceptions. The first misconception I want to talk about is penis size. So I had some time in the health field, and we were talking about the body organs, and I was just like, this one lady said, "Yeah, I'm cool with like 4 or 5 inches," and I'm like, "What? Nah, man, I done heard all these women say, I don't want no little penis. I don't want no, you know what I mean, no mini man. Like, you talking about 4 or 5 inches? Yeah. I ain't never seen a 4 or 5 inch penis. Like, that's hella small." I say, fully erect? 4 or 5? She like, yeah. She like, the female vaginal canal is only 3 to 4. She like, so why you need 7, 8, 9, 10? Yeah. You gonna hurt me.
Or 12, hey, everybody, man, I got a whole
I'm gonna hurt you then.
I'm a foot long. That Subway, that's after me.
The Subway commercial, that's all me.
But and to that point, I think the misconception is the same misconception that is communicated throughout social media and TV. You get a bunch of young females, a bunch of young dudes who they don't really have experience, but they gonna jump in front of that camera and say some stuff. The algorithm or whoever is gonna put it out there, and so now you have a whole bunch of 19, 20-year-olds talking about if he don't last an hour, cause you don't see no mature like 20, late 20, 30, 40 plus talking about no sex, cause we don't have time to be talking about it, cause we just living our lives.
The 4 inches is crazy, bro.
You saying
I got out a measuring tape. Where my measuring tape at? Man, I was like this, and she was like, "That's fine. You can satisfy a woman with it."
You probably
and then
can.
I had other women on it. Oh no, the same conversation, same room. Nurses, like qualified people, nurse practitioners, RNs, CNAs, and they like, man, that's hella small. Like, I need somebody with some. You got to be at least 8 with girt.
Yeah,
like cucumber me. I'm like, cucumber.
Emoji.
Yeah,
but see, everybody's different. Everybody's different.
That's
bro.
what I'm saying, bro. But
so that's the misconception, because you can be you can be Mandingo and this woman be like, nah, bro,
this ain't it.
That's going to hurt.
It ain't the size of the boat; it's the motion in the ocean.
I mean, it just depends on
some women. Nah, it's the size of the boat.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so that just depends.
Huge misconception.
Yeah, I think that's a huge misconception.
What's another one? That was mine.
I think a huge misconception is the importance that we place on sex. Sex really ain't that long. Sex max is like just the actual pound time. I ain't talking about all the foreplay and all that.
The actual intercourse.
Yeah, that's gonna last max 15 minutes.
Max.
Heck yeah.
Because most people ain't in no shape.
Even in shape, I'm gonna tell you, bro. In shape, bro.
So the best athletes, top shape, running up and down the court,
bro.
High cardio, endurance, treadmill, Peloton.
You gonna have to have. She gonna have to be in super dope shape, and he gonna have to be in super dope shape, because after a while, you still pounding.
That's why sometimes I let up a little bit and go.
You have
you gotta.
you have to like. You gotta think like. Yeah. Now you can't be 0 to 60 and you think you about to say 60 the whole time? But you better pause. Yeah, heck yeah, bro. Yeah.
When I was younger, I could, like, now you creeping
your
up,
body gonna change.
Testosterone is changing.
Yeah. Your body definitely changes. Like the woman's body at 18
15
to 20
minutes is a long time when you really think about it.
Man, you can't hold your breath for a minute.
That's 3 long R&B songs.
Man, and that's bro, you gotta do some stuff to straight. And if you
know how many comments talk about us, you niggas just come.
Y'all weak. I be going an hour. Virgin, that's the first virgin right there. Dude that said he was going an hour and 20. Bro, that's a whole movie. You mean tell me come on, man.
She's tired.
She don't want it, bro. Her leg
she done climax,
all up here, man.
Cramped up. She done climax 35 times. She like, no,
she ain't climax nothing. She just sitting there getting pound. Bro, the majority of women don't come from just pound time.
I understand.
So
that's a huge misconception.
That's a huge. All right, give me yours.
my biggest misconception, not biggest, but one of my misconceptions is that the majority of men is having sex. It's an overwhelmingly amount of men that don't have sex. Like that 40-Year-Old Virgin movie was a real thing, bro. Like the socially awkward guys, the guys that don't know how to approach women. Like I think the percentage is like 73% of men say like they're not actively, like I don't actively get none. And I think everybody have like hypersexualized men so much that they think, now it's only the same guys that's really getting to it.
Yeah.
Like the majority of men is not getting it. Like, and like when you get out in the real world, you start talking to them, they nervous to even look at you. So imagine a woman put it up on like they're like, it's real studies, bro, and it's real like surveys. Men are like at a point in the age, like I'm terrified because I done already reached this age. Now everybody got experience and like it's bad, D.
Man, it needs some. I ain't saying we gonna do this, but it need some men need to start some groups.
I agree.
To
that's
really,
one thing I want to do.
Yeah,
like, that's what the grown gentleman is about.
Yeah,
like,
you really need to start that, D, because
it's bad, D.
Yeah.
You talk to these guys and you can tell that they not lying. Who gonna brag about being a virgin at 35? Yeah. Who gonna brag? Like it's and they scared. Like literally, like I've talked to some, mentor guys and they done got to 23, 25 and still hadn't had it. Because at first it was like, I'm going to save myself, I'm going to preserve. And now they're in the real world, they're like, man, all these women, all they want is this. They lead with that. And now they nervous and scared. Like, because these people seem so experienced and they hearing this and I ain't never had it, man. I'm terrified and I'm holding on to it because of that. Just fear of like being laughed at and talked about.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how holding yourself and being pure is laughed upon and joked up. Man, I know some right now that get talked. I'm talking about they get roasted and bullied, like, and they're like, what's wrong with me wanting to save myself for my wife and for my person? Man, you in 2023, nigga, you crazy. Like,
that's the pressure.
Yeah, and they be literally saying, man, just go get you some, man. I'm just looking like, God. And so the misconception that all men are just clowning and got multiple hoes and they're, nah, man, it's a mass majority of men that's not getting none, D.
Yeah.
Like, and even if they got some, it's like, when the last time? Oh, it was about 5 years ago. What? God exploded.
I literally, see my whole body was
just exploded.
Man, I was talking to D, man. We were talking about some random stuff. His head popped off. Yeah, nah, that's true, bro.
Yeah,
that's true.
And so it's unfortunate, but like you said, like I think that's one of the passions of mine to really help men in general, like to find some style, some charisma, get some game. And,
that's really all it is.
It's a skill, bro. And it's an art.
It's time on task. I'm huge on time on task, bro, because I've seen people that's just naturally talented, but I'm not like one of those guys. I've always had to have time on task. And when you do have that.
Think about it. Think about how terrified you were to just approach a woman. So we ain't even talking about.
I don't. That style doesn't work for everybody. That's why I think that needs to be talked about. Mm-hmm. To be honest, women have to. Either they just see you and you charismatic and you dress very well, but more times than not, it's your sheer presence. You being around them, and then you just like being yourself, and then they're like, "Damn, I wasn't even looking at Buddy, but he kept doing this." Or some trait about you, they became familiar with you, and then I'm like, "Oh, I like that."
Yeah,
it's so many.
These guys don't got that. These guys just
you saying that they have something, bro. Like when I talk to my wife,
eye contact, they look.
They don't have to because they thinking like they got a cold call.
You talking to me? Nah, they just weird, and they was sheltered and in the basement and no conversation.
But I bet they got something. Most people have some skill set that they could like. Once the woman get around them, I synced it. Matter of fact, when Diddy did Making the Band. He set a beautiful woman down. He said, talk to her. And the dude was doing what you did. And then he said, sing to her. Dude started singing, that woman melted.
My mind's telling me no.
No, when I say, I was like, dang. Body. It completely turned it. So
you said there's some trait or attribute that you
have it.
But he would have did that if he wasn't instructed to.
I know, but if he would.
Thank you. So it's going back to proving my point.
No, that's not.
That's proving my point. He's not going to sing his tail.
We got to guess. Which one is it? Which one could it be? Could it be?
I think it could be both.
No, it can be.
I'm talking about to this person. No, he's not going, like, Diddy had to pull it out of him.
Yes, but I'm talking about the person who doesn't have that. What I'm saying is, if he would have been around her and they would have been around each other, and then something came on, and then he just started singing, it would have had that effect.
He's so terrified that he's not even gonna sing.
He's not. Eventually, if they're around each other enough, he's going to sing. He's gonna hum. He's gonna do something.
I know singers that still won't sing to me to this day because they so nervous to sing, bro. I think we're talking about two different people. I think that's where the breach of communication coming in. Because the people I'm talking about, they not displaying that. They come to work every day, do their job, and go home. They ain't talking to nobody. They sit in their corner eating their hot Cheetos and their lunch, getting back to it. Like, these people are different type of people. These are real, I'm telling you.
Well, they need you. And let's move on.
Let's move on. Another misconception, then we're going to move on for the misconceptions.
Okay.
It's a lot of them, but...
Yeah, I think that not having sex before marriage is going to almost guarantee that your marriage is successful. I think that's a huge misconception.
Oh, you right. You right.
That's not going to necessarily make you... that's not the formula for success for everybody across the board.
Because when you open up that box, that Pandora's box, you never know what chemicals and endorphins that's been released that this woman like, okay, if this was straight and I like this, and then she hear her co-workers talking, yeah, girl, my girl, you did what? My husband don't do that. It's so many variations and factors that can...
Or she don't like it, and now she's unsatisfied.
How she don't know she like it? Both of them virgins.
No, I'm saying once they get married.
Yeah, and y'all get to that place of like, oh, okay.
Nah, you honeymoon, and she like, everything is supposed to be this grandiose, like...
Oh, okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, she like...
Exactly, and he don't know what to do about it, like... So now you're stuck in this place.
Vice versa, where she ain't pleasing him and she ain't freaky enough and she ain't ratchet enough. He's like, nah, you supposed to turn, hit the flip, land on it, get back up off of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do the stanky leg on it. Right. Like, you supposed to do all that. And she just was plain Jane.
Yeah.
And just, okay, go back into her shell.
Exactly.
Yeah, you right.
Yeah, I think that's a huge misconception.
That's a huge
Yeah.
Dang, that's so good. I think sex is overrated.
That's what I was gonna say. My homeboy said that. He said, how come every time we get into a situation, we go straight to sex? He said, if we really think about sex, like when you were younger, right, you're gonna go multiple times during the day, right? But the older you get, that's not necessarily the case. You working,
I don't know what
she
you're
working.
Talking about. I'm going multiple. Work or not, I'm coming to your job.
All right.
I'm just playing.
That's
it. You get old, it's over with. Man, you got that 1 round, and you better make it
count. For real. Bro, her body changed. She's not ready. As soon as she see like all that changes. And so he said, man, like if we really take sex and think about the time that it takes to have sex, like, yeah, it's an important part of the relationship, but it's so much emphasis it's overemphasized.
That's why I say it's overrated. That's my exact sentiments on why I feel like it's overrated. Yeah. Because when you get into the real life thick of things, it's so many more important things than just sex. Like, yes, that's the thing. But I be hearing people talking about, I asked the girl, I was like, man, if a guy meets all of your boxes, if he check off all your boxes, meet all your standards, he a family man, he got money, he got the body, he fine, he attract, like you can build your man and you straight build him, but he had okay sex with, oh no, that's a deal breaker. I said, what? This man love you, faithful, like provider. How old was she?
How old was she?
You had, this was a 22-year-old. This was a 39-year-old. 22 and 39.
And both of them said it's deal breakers.
Both of them like, I can't deal with no bad sex. That's going to be a deal breaker. I'm going to end up cheating. That's what both of them said.
I mean, at least they honest.
And I think majority of women would say that.
I think that depends on their age. I think a lot of people have
22 to 39. That's a
but that's 139. That's not you don't have a large sample size. Like let's just.
But you asked me the ages for a reason. I just gave.
No, I did.
Hey, but I think
that.
I think sex is that big for people, bro, because it's been over consumed. It's been over consumed our entire lives, and that's what's important. And that's top 3: communication, finances, and sex. And sex probably number 1. Like that's all women.
I think sex is a major pillar, but I think it's over.
Bro, but if you can get your perfect dream man and he just got okay sex, or like you don't the first response, I'm leaving or I'm a cheat. Why wouldn't it be like, nah, I'm gonna teach him how to satisfy me? I can teach a man how to do. And if he really want to learn and he that in tune, he love me for. Why I gotta lead a guy. Yeah. This is your dream guy. This the man with the money. This the man with this a great father. And you first thing it's so overrated, bro.
You saying something, D? I said it about the men. It's some women out here that they don't know how to teach their significant others what to do.
Yeah, you always hard on our men and easy on the sisters. I'm on them. Them sisters are miseducated and worse too.
Yeah. I think you have it on both sides, right? So it's easy to just cut ties instead of and hope that you get with somebody that know what they doing. But the downside of that is you still don't know what you doing. And 9 times out of 10, they not going to be satisfied with what you bringing to the table unless they just know how to teach you.
Yeah.
Just me being honest.
I think that's what all the encounters is going to come down to. You got to be able to teach your person.
Yeah, I really think
or you going to keep just casually jumping from person to person. But when you're in a relationship, you got to unlearn a bunch of stuff that pleased all them other people. I think, too, a part of we have too many sexual experiences. And you bringing all them sexual experiences into your new one person and think she's supposed to satisfy or he's supposed to do, well, Larry did this, Dante did this, Michael did this, and I was amazed, and now I got timid Jordan because I'm mature and I'm older and he ain't putting it down right. We bringing so many different baggages sexually into our new experiences, and it's really ruining our relationships, bro. That's why I feel like you got to unlearn a lot of this stuff and learn your person.
Yeah.
And if you really love and care about a person and want that relationship to be healthy and successful and to be long, then you would do that. But,
so what advice would you give a man, because we men, right? Mm-hmm. What advice would you give a man that would help them satisfy or please their partner?
First thing I ain't gonna put it in no particular order. What I would teach and what I would coach is, it starts with getting in the woman's mind. Mm-hmm. Once you get the mind and body coming, you can get it. Like I be hearing guys say, "Man, she want that wet." I say, "I ain't never had nothing that wasn't wet." Like I don't like. It's designed to do that. Like, but it starts with stimulating the woman's mind, capturing her interest, talking to her. Like you were saying, like, man, you can really be intimate in the woman's mind first before you even get to the bed. Like she's thriving. By the time you get to the bed, she just. Yeah. Oh, this is everything I've been. Because they
you can set the mood while you at the.
They run movies. They already knew if they was gonna do it to you or not.
Yeah.
They know that off the bat. So I would say, man, if you really want her to like maximize it and enjoy it and really tap that mind, romanticize it, like they're
set the mood.
Yeah, they in their head. Like, and that's what it's gonna be the entire. They'll literally stop having sex if you ain't in their mind. If you ain't sparking interest anymore. If you ain't handling your business, like they don't respect you no more, it's gonna ruin the sex life. And so I would definitely say, like, learn the mind, learn what she like, talk to her sweet, like get it. Like you gotta just be suave, man. I don't know, these niggas whack.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, get him. So this is what I would say. I'm gonna go and you jump in and jump out.
Yeah.
I would say, you said it. Focus on before, during, and after. I think that's key. Mm-hmm. Right? It's work that you can put in before it even happens. Mm-hmm. That once you get to that point, like you said, it maximizes. A woman's body changes. A woman's body changes.
It's so many. The woman body is just so many different levels and layers, and it's all, like you said, it's always changing.
Yeah. So you got to put in the work before. You got to say, like, man, send her a random text message that's going to let her know that you're thinking about her, and it don't even got to be sexually. Mm-hmm. Right? It don't have to be a sexual sexual message.
Baby, just crossed my mind. I got
they love that, bro.
Biscuit coming for lunch today.
Extra crispy.
A 2 piece of the biscuit. Oh my God! It ain't the 2 piece of the biscuit and the strawberry jelly. It's the thought.
I'm thinking about you. Yeah. I'm thinking about you. So send that text message before, and then when she get home, set the mood.
Had a whole spread laid.
Man, she got. Your wife come in with bags every day. Yeah. Be at the door, take the bag, set it down, already had a bath water drawn, already have her drink,
the candles
already lit. Everything. Like, you gotta put in the work, right?
Yeah.
Then after, you do whatever you do, and then after, bro, don't just get your behind up and go play PlayStation, go watch a movie, lay there with her.
Fellas, y'all better be listening. He dropping gems.
Nah, that's what this podcast is about.
Yeah, he dropping gems. He's educating.
Yeah, so look, that's before, then, during, and after, right?
Yeah.
During, you gotta pay attention to detail. You gotta pay attention to when
I don't care what you getting out of this. I'm here for me.
And that's
I ain't paying attention to no details.
And that's when she gonna leave your behind. She gonna leave you for Big John.
Yep.
Right?
And you gonna be wondering why that nigga ain't me.
And you know what, D?
He doing something. He doing
due
diligence.
You can be a square, a nerd, a lame, L7, whatever. Get a little edge to you. Women don't want to make love all the time. They don't want to pound town all the time either.
It's a healthy balance.
It's a healthy balance. Sometimes you gotta caress her. Sometimes you gotta be that dude who just got out of jail and ain't had none in 15 years.
Put them Timberland boots on and go to work. Go to work. Go. You ain't lying. They want to, sometimes they want to be,
you got to change it up.
In the back of the neck or pull her hair.
You got to change it up.
Yeah, don't be just, oh, baby, are you enjoying yourself? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. They don't like all that.
You in my atmosphere now.
Yeah.
It's the jungle.
I'm taking control.
It's the jungle.
That's what it is.
I got you this. Yeah.
I got my Lion King mask on.
Yeah, Mufasa.
All right. Now this one.
Yeah.
Do and act without the expectation of sex.
Yeah, just rub the back and baby, I'm gonna rub your back tonight, and you gonna be good. I'm gonna rub your feet tonight, and I'm gonna lay down and turn over. Or I'm gonna give you some of this good. I don't know what we can say and can't say. YouTube be scissors.
Right.
I'm gonna give you some of this good oral, and
that's that.
Yeah. Nah, I'm cool.
That's
that
that.
goes for you.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something, bro, and it's just personally for my wife. I knew it was gonna work.
Yeah.
I knew it. And you know where I got it from? That's why I say, like, it pays to pay attention. Man, I was watching, it was some show, Whoopi Goldberg was getting a head massage. And she said, this is the best feeling in the world. I said, dang, it's making me feel like that.
Yeah.
Man, I
hit
knew.
It with the head massage.
Man, I hit it. Look, I knew this when we was fresh. I said, I'm about to hit it with this head massage.
Sneaky mother.
Bro, it worked. She said, as soon as I got done, let's go.
Let's go!
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it. But now she want that head massage. Not just for the sex now. It's just like, that made me feel good. I'm telling you.
Because pleasing your woman make you feel so.
Fellas, if you can give a good head massage, it's a wrap. Get that in your game.
Get that massage on in the head.
Now, it really relieves a lot of stress for real, bro. For them. For real.
No, that's a good game, D. I ain't gotta get too much. I got a couple tricks up my sleeve, but you done gave these niggas enough. Y'all gotta come back on another episode to get some more.
You gotta buy my 10-step program.
Tap into the Patreon. For the exclusive content.
Right.
Tap into the Patreon.
Right. Last thing. Sex isn't necessarily intimacy. A good conversation, holding your partner. Like, after a while, that's the things that they really value that. Like, when you can just hold them and listen to how their day went. Listen to them talk about old girl who they just can't stand.
You don't want to listen to for real, but just be there to listen
to them, bro.
Don't try to add no advice or no correction when they really just want to talk. They ain't trying to vent. They don't want solutions because, man, we logical. We try to, oh, baby, all you need to do is this. You ain't got to worry about this.
I'm telling you,
I had to learn that, D.
Me too.
Because I'm a problem solving. If it's bothering my lady, I got to
fix it right now.
Yeah. And so, yeah, man, just sometimes be there listening. They appreciate that so much more.
For sure.
Sex isn't intimacy. Man, it's been so good. We got to do a part 2, 3, 4. And then we got to add some female presence to the conversation.
I definitely want to get some females in here to talk about this. Man. Because they have a perspective that it needs to be heard.
Yeah.
And them cats who they part of that whatever percentage that you said, you can learn some stuff.
Yeah.
Like when you really pay attention, like if you can be the solution to the problem, your success is almost guaranteed.
Yeah. Hey. Hey, I don't even know the outro, but hey, but nah, look, whatever your experiences are, were, sex is a beautiful thing, and in a proper container, in a proper context, it's just beautiful. I mean, the feeling is beautiful, the acts before it is beautiful, and even bringing children into this world through it is beautiful.
Definitely.
And so we know we in a crazy world, and people are just over sexualizing everything. And the people that ain't getting none, they feel like they got to be the Virgin Mary or a nun. And it's a great balance. And there is a middle ground. And I think we need to start educating. It starts with education. It starts with healthy communication so that we can see it in the right perspective. And so, yeah, thank y'all for being with us at this crazy episode. But this educational, informative episode, and we hope that y'all are impacted by this, and we hope that y'all, can pull a nugget or two from this. And so, this is All Things Connected. I'm Tread the Great.
I'm just Daniel.
And we here.
All Things Connected, baby.
Subscribe, like, comment, share. Tell us what y'all think, about y'all experiences. Tell about,
Hey, y'all be, hold on. Y'all be holding back with that subscribe button. Look. I got a rule. If I didn't watch this person video 5 times and then I'm getting entertainment from it
and value,
yeah, I'm subscribing. And you don't have to subscribe, but if you find value,
you gotta subscribe to us.
You don't. If you find value in what we're doing in these conversations, please subscribe. We think that the more people that subscribe, the more people that's exposed to this, because this isn't the random check your ass and all. That's not what we're doing. We're never going to have that type of content because we not them type of dudes. We live in reality. It's more to life than what they're putting out there.
Get them big.
And that's just we want to continue. Honestly, we're gonna keep doing this. We're not even doing this for the subscribers. We're doing this for people who they want to hear or they need to hear voices like these. And there are plenty of people that are doing it. We just bringing our style to it. So
facts.
Get connected.
And be real saucy. Get connected.
Not saucy.
Yes, sir, ski.